destroyed my life. You destroyed my life. You destroyed my life. You destroyed my life.
Salutations, Queen of Shade here, coming to you to continue the conversation that I'm having publicly. I haven't released the video that I am going to put out about my own experience with people not divulging to me that they were HIV positive, undetectable, before they wanted to lay down with me. And my thoughts and ideas on that topic and things like that. And I want to thank everyone who is weighing in my DMs, because a lot of men don't want to talk about it publicly. But I am having you guys talk to me about it privately. And I respect your privacy. I respect it. It's not an issue here. We're not outing people. We're just, I want to see if we're being accountable. Because the cases of contraction and infection in our community, the Black gay community, they're going up. And that's my point. They're going up and up and up and up. So I want you to realize that everybody's not doing risque. Raw is not king for everybody. And there are still infections. So everybody's not a hoe, basically, who is contracting this disease. And it's even higher for women. So in doing videos about that and talking about that, I want to talk to you about responsibility. Now, when my video comes out, you will hear me speaking about being 19 years old, being green, being young, and ill-informed before I decided to engage in sexual intercourse with a man. And guess what? Guess whose fault that is? It's mine. Now, it being my fault does not mean that I signed up to be potentially infected with the HIV virus. No. But what I will say is the responsibility to learn is on me. And I want to talk about this because a lot of us young gays, our country does not accept us. There are no sex ed courses for gays. There are none on how to properly prepare your body in either position, top or bottom, for what's going to go on. And I feel that is missing. Now, there are a lot of organizations that have decided to stand up, and they've been in formation for years and providing services and information to the community, our community. But there are a lot of young people that don't have access to those things. They're not in the right area, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I am so glad and so thankful for the birth of social media. Because now people like me at 42 years of age and others can inform you on what you should be doing for your own body so that you can make an informed decision when you decide to be intimate with someone of the same gender. And what I need to understand is, yes, you'll hear it in my story. It was my responsibility to look out for myself. But an opportunity was missed because I know, being 42 years old, I meet a lot of younger queer men. And I always take the opportunity to school them as much as I can on every single facet of the community. I am a mentor. Those are some of the things we talk about, because a lot of young queer individuals do not get that kind of education. Coming straight out of the church and living a very sheltered life, I did not get that kind of education. I had an itch I wanted to scratch, but I was ill prepared to scratch it. And it could have cost me my life. Yes, it could have cost me my life. But the divine was merciful. He charged it to my head and not my heart. And I'm so thankful that the person did take care of themselves to the best of their ability so that they were undetectable. But I have a question for you. Disclosure seems to be an issue with a lot of the people writing me. Oh, well, disclosure, you don't disclose to everybody, da 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 da. My problem is this. I find it so crazy that we as Black queer men can drop our pants and expose the most sensitive and private parts of ourselves, but can't open our mouths to have a conversation about status? I'm not accepting that as a cop-out. I find it very unsettling that queer men, especially black queer men, will say, don't talk to me, or I don't want to have a conversation deeper than the foreskin of my member or my circumcised head. That's as deep as you want to go. Do you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like animals. And I truly believe that human beings, though we may be animals, we are highly evolved. Highly evolved. And it is our duty to teach each other what we don't know. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance can cost you your life. I have lost so many beautiful, beautiful black men to this disease and virus. I cannot tell you how many wonderful men have left this planet. And I do want to say this. All of them weren't in a situation where they were just being risque, where they were being just hoes, etc., etc. No, they trusted the wrong person that stepped out on them. There's all kinds of situations that could have happened. Now, I want to say something controversial. Someone said when I was writing, shout out to you, I love you so much, thank you for this. But they said, that's what they're using to criminalize, the virus. And I said, in my opinion, that is criminal. You don't want to be responsible for someone else's health, but you're the one that transmitted the virus to them? You're directly responsible. Directly. That's a criminal offense. Only because it impedes the rest of your life and ability. I have lived around men that have shown me how to live graciously with the virus. But I've also seen the bad days. I've also seen the hospital visits. I've also seen the surgeries that needed to happen because of the strain on certain areas of the body. And I've seen the weight gain, and I've seen a lot. I'm not telling you something that I haven't seen firsthand. But I do believe it's criminal. For me, I tend to stick and gravitate to men that are forthcoming with their status. Give me the choice that you weren't given, because you trusted someone at some point and they infected you. So my argument is simply give people the opportunity and choice that was stolen from you. Do not become the abuser that transmitted the virus to you. Where is the growth in that? That is my point. So my video is probably going to come out today, and you're going to hear me talk about a lot of things that went wrong. But I want you to pay attention, because even though I was only 19, coming from a sheltered religious household, it was still my responsibility to get to know what I needed to know before having intercourse with anyone. Most of our young men don't know how to properly clean out before they bottom. They have to be taught. I thank God for the internet. People are like, oh my God, the internet, you're nobody, da, 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 da. No, I chose to work on the internet. This is where I wanted to be, because I can touch the whole world with a single post, and do on a regular basis. I am so thankful for social media, because so many people that otherwise would not have access to the information needed on how to care for themselves, how to properly do this, that, and the other, they wouldn't have it. I'm 42 years old. When I first started with the internet, it was dial-up AOL. You had a CD for about 15 to 20 hours, plugged your cord into the wall, and it disrupted the phone line, and you were on there for hours. The guy I'm speaking about in the video that I'm releasing today, I met him in an AOL chat room. That's where I met him. That's where I came from. When social media was just starting to take off. Here we are. That was what, 2003? Now here we are in 2025. And so many men can not only take care of themselves, but order the right products, PrEP, Doxy, all these things that they didn't have access to before. Now they have access to with the click of a fucking button. We've come a long way. So I'm not accepting this, oh, it's your responsibility solely to take care of your body. You're placing yourself at risk. No. Anytime you lay down with anyone, you both are at risk. We are supposed to, and it is our responsibility to take every precaution necessary. And one of those precautions is informing the partner. That's a precaution. It's a precaution. That's what it is. It comes with the territory. You don't get to separate yourself from your status. Your status is a part of you. You don't get to separate yourself from your status. I'm not accepting that as a cop-out. You don't get to separate yourself because someone that did it to you thought the same way you're thinking right now. And you're in the situation that you're in right now. Because someone didn't value you enough to be above board with you. And all I'm saying is, I want to be above board with everyone, and I want everyone I'm interested in sleeping with to be above board with me. That is a part of the responsibility. So this video is going to come out. It's time. I'm going to put it out. But Lord. Being an adult means that you take responsibility for your actions. And not just your actions. When someone is in your care, you are responsible for their well-being as well. That is a part of being an adult. When you bring someone into your space, into your care, especially to have intercourse with them, it is not just about making sure you're all right. It's about making sure you're both all right. And full disclosure does that. Full disclosure is a part of the precautions between two adults. I need to know what's going on with you. You need to know what's going on with me. HIV isn't the only thing out here these days, you know? And how many times have we seen a person lay down with someone and get way more than they bargained for, even if that is in the form of a child? And we've seen how a child can impact a single mother's life. Oh my gosh, she has to work so hard to bring that child up in a way that he will have every opportunity that she could possibly afford to him. Life gets harder when you don't divulge. Life gets harder when there's not full disclosure. Life gets hard when we can't talk to each other about our bodies. That is what really is throwing me. We should be able to speak to each other about our bodies and about what we're up to. But I find that so many people have this mentality of no face, no case. You don't need to know what I did before you. And what I'm doing with you is what I'm doing with you. No, sweetheart. That's not how it goes. If you look at the way that the Black gay community lives today, all of us gay men are traveling from city to city. So you're not just sleeping with the men of your city anymore. We're all sleeping with the same men. And the sooner we realize that, we need to also realize that the same diseases and viruses are being transmitted through the entire Black gay community, from city to city. The men are taking it from city to city, which is why 50% of the Black gay community has HIV. This is not just about negligence. This is not just about, lack of disclosure. This is not just about bathhouse. This is not just about sex party. This is not just about risque and deviant behavior. This is more than that. And we need to understand that. But we have to take this bull by the horns, and we have to get real with ourselves. 20 years I've spent in therapy holding the mirror up to my own face I have no qualms or illusions about who I am and what I'm capable of. And we as adults need to be able to do the same thing when we're with each other. Vulnerability is key. Full disclosure is key. Adulting is key. We have to learn how to be full adults in everything that we're doing, especially intercourse. Intercourse is something that is done between adults, not between minors. And we need to understand it may happen, but that's none of our business. What we need to understand is adults are responsible for dialogue. You don't just come in, drop your pants, and sleep with a guy. You didn't talk to him. And the ones that don't, always walk away with something more than they bargained for. And that is just in my opinion. That is not fact. But adulting means I need to be able to talk to you. If so many men weren't so misogynistic to believe that opening up is feminine, we would be in a better position. But you got gay men trying to act like straight men. You got straight men shunning gay men. Look, everybody's always attacking masculinity and manhood. And being gay is like a taboo in the black culture as it is already. But listen, queers have been here since the dawn of time, and we will be here continuing and going forward. So the black community can act like we don't exist, but then don't be mad when the rest of the world wants to act like blacks don't exist. You're getting what you're giving. You're getting what you're giving. And the moment you stop giving that and you give something else, I truly believe our status in the world will improve because you will get what you give. You get what you give. Period.